Hello guys, I'm back once again with another car from the fourth world. Here we don't review cars, we document survivors. Cars that weren't meant to last this long. Cars that carried industries, families, and sometimes entire economies on their backs. In Iran, there is one car that quietly became the foundation for everything that followed. A car that shaped design, production, and expectation. To understand Iranian cars, you must first understand this one. If Pride could be called the mother of all Iranian cars, then this one is undoubtedly the father. This is the story of Peugeot 405.
First, it won the 1988 Car of the Year award in Europe. Then, it won the 1989 Best Imported Car of the Year in America, leaving behind some very pricey competition. The Peugeot 405, starting under $15,000. Success hasn't gone to our price.
The Peugeot 405 was not just another sedan. It became a reference point. For decades, this car defined what a normal car looked like in Iran, how it drove, how it aged, and how it survived. The 405 was introduced in 1987 by the French manufacturer Peugeot as a large family sedan designed for global markets. Just 1 year later, it was awarded European Car of the Year, a recognition that placed it among the most respected cars of its era. The 405 adapted well to different regions. It was produced for both right-hand and left-hand drive markets and sold across almost every continent. At that stage, it was already a global success. Until Iranians' amorous glance dictated an unimaginable shift in the car's chronicle. In Iran, however, the story took a different path. Local demand, economic conditions, and political realities created a shift, one that completely changed the future of the 405. Once again, let's travel in time and history. The contracts for both the 405 and the Pride were finalized almost the same year. As I mentioned earlier in the Pride episode, after 1990, when the Iran-Iraq war had finally ended, Iran's roads were dominated by one car, the Hillman Hunter or Paykan. If you watch that episode, you will get a much more clear sense of the country's condition at the time. However, the 405 story needs a different lens. After the revolution, the war, and the severed relations with several countries, the government reached a crucial conclusion. Relying on imports was no longer sustainable. If Iran wanted to move forward, it had to start producing essential goods, including cars, on its own. The import of the Peugeot 405 began, but import was never the final objective. The real ambition was to produce the car inside the country. Around 1999 to 2000, IKCO succeeded in achieving local production with nearly 85% local parts and components. The quality did not fully match the original French-built cars, but the achievement went far beyond quality alone. A new industrial door had been opened. With the 405 platform in place, IKCO gained more than a single model. It gained a foundation. This platform later became the base for multiple vehicles. Different designs, different purposes, all sharing the same underlying structure. In many ways, the 405 quietly became the backbone of an entire generation of Iranian cars. Over the years, IKCO produced several versions of the 405. 2 years ago, I reviewed the SLX version. In this episode, the focus is on the more familiar face, the classic GLX, the version most people remember and lived with. 405 doesn't have a complex design. Simple body lines, a clean rectangular shape, and basic front and rear lights. The black door molding and part of the bumper create a single line that wraps all the way around the car. It's a classic late 80s design, and honestly, Iranians have a real bond with this car. A lot of young people adore it. They do all kind of crazy stuff with this car, and of course, they enjoy driving it. Let's talk about the engine. One of the engines IKCO uses in its vehicles is the French XU series. The XU7 in particular is a 1.7-liter engine that produces 97 horsepower. The top speed is around 190 kilometers per hour. Fuel consumption inside the city is about 10 to 12 liters per 100 kilometers. And in highways, 405 consumes up to 6 liters per 100 kilometers. The design of the XU engine goes back to the 1980s, so IKCO decided to optimize it. The XU7 went through a complete overhaul. From the front valve cover to the air intake manifold, the electrical wiring and ECU programming, the cylinder head gasket, the camshaft, crankshaft, and many other components. However, it remained an 8-valve engine, and that's one of its biggest drawbacks. Just like the last one, I found this car on an online platform. While I was waiting for the owner to come out, I spent some time checking the vehicle. Meanwhile, I sent my blessings to Mark Zuckerberg and the Meta Glass, because they turned the most hectic part of my content creation, which is this very part, into a piece of cake. Let's get back to the car. This 405 is almost 10 years old, and the owner has driven it for around 200,000 kilometers. This dashboard follows a very simple and familiar layout. The kind of design you used to see in early 2000s Iranian sedans. Everything is straightforward, nothing over-engineered or complicated. You get a large rounded steering wheel with the Peugeot lion in the center, and behind it, the instrument cluster sits deep inside the panel, giving you clear visibility of the speedometer and tachometer. The center console is tall and narrow, with air vents on top, followed by a basic audio system that supports radio, CD, and later USB. Under that, you have 3 rotary knobs for the air conditioning, simple mechanical controls that just work. The gear lever sits high and close to the dashboard, which actually makes shifting a bit easier on long drives. The materials are hard plastic, typical of the 405. There are no steering wheel controls, no digital screens, nothing modern. But that's exactly what gives this interior its identity. It's basic, durable, and easy to repair. Many Iranians grew up with this design, and for a lot of people, this simple dashboard feels nostalgic. We decided to go for a ride, and oh my goodness, the car needed wheel alignment so badly. If I wanted to drive straight, I had to hold the steering wheel to the left. However, the engine ran perfectly. Apparently, he had kept up with all the required services. Even after around 120,000 miles, the suspension, control arms, and all the related components were working properly. No noises, no issues, nothing uncomfortable for the driver or passengers. Around 3 to 4 years ago, production of the Peugeot 405 finally ended, yet the car did not disappear from the market. Its resale value remained exceptionally strong. Finding a well-maintained 405 with a production date from 4 to 5 years earlier often require paying $6,000 to $7,000. That fact alone explains the car's lasting presence. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoy this type of storytelling, cars as history, not just machines, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.